Okay, let's do this. Hello, welcome to ThatITShow. Today I am the only one doing the presenting because I wanted to do something different. And anyways, Wedren has some other things that he's doing, so we are going to try a completely new format. So, these are my hands. And welcome to the episode that I wanted to name the everyday carry of an average lecturer geek. And what basically I want to do is I want to go through the most important thing that I'm holding and carrying around with me all the time in my rucksack. So my backpack usually consists of different things, but some of the things that I have in there are always with me and they make sense, and I'm going to talk to you why they make sense and what is the idea behind them. But before we do that, let's roll the intro. Okay, so you might be wondering what this is. This is a camera, basically. But at the same time, this is not only a camera, it is also a camera, a micro SD card reader. It has a microphone here. It has a USB-C connector. It has a tiny screen here. I don't know if you can see it. Yes. And it has a button here, and it has, and trust me on that, it has an ESP32 processor somewhere behind this thing, and also it has something called the IMU, so it is able to detect movement, and it is able to detect if the this actual piece of kit is moving in any of the 6 possible axes. So basically what this is the smallest development board that you can have to develop camera, microphone and movement based devices. And the other thing is that this is actually capable of simple machine learning. So you can actually use it to work with some models that are available on the internet, and you can use it through the Arduino IDE. So this is a piece of kit that I got recently, and I'm anxiously waiting to see how it works. But this is not today's topic. Today's topic is what I have in my rucksack. So I prepared a couple of things, and I wanted to go through them and try to explain why do I have them, why do I carry them all the time, and what is the reasoning behind it. So let's start. First thing is simple. This is a generic presenter. So all the time when I'm outside lecturing, doing whatever, I'm carrying a presenter with a detachable USB. The reason this one is a generic one, this is my spare one. So if I happen to forget my usual one, which is usually Logitech, or if I lose one, which has happened a couple of times, this is the spare one that I always have with me. So this is a presenter, it's a generic one, it has a laser pointer, it has a regular forward, backwards and continue to the next slide. This is for the laser pointer, that's it. So this is the most useful thing that I have, because if you try to do presenting, especially if you are doing in the way that I'm doing it, so by walking a lot, this is the thing that you want to have in order to have to present. I suggest that you go with a more ergonomic model. So I usually use something from Logitech, as I said, but this one also does the trick. The reason why I even have it is because I kept losing my Logitechs. So I decided to have a generic one that can be easily used and that can be easily switched if I need to have it somewhere near me. The only thing that I like about this thing, as opposed to all the other devices, is that it is capable of doing the USB-C and USB-A. So the connector can do both, so it's easy to use, and basically you are always prepared to do this. Now, when it comes to different things that I have in my backpack that is that are related directly to my laptops and my different gear that I'm using for different stuff. I want to start with the simple things. So this is a thing that I also have. This is a D-Link, but whatever, I consider it generic. It's a USB thing, USB hub. It has two USB, it's connected to the USB-C, it has two USB slots, it has a SD and micro SD card reader, it has the HDMI out, it has another USB slot, it has a power delivery slot that can be connected, and it can power the laptop while this thing is connected. So you can actually connect your power supply here and then have the power available for the laptop, so the laptop doesn't run out of the battery. And there is an Ethernet connector here. You could consider this as a docking, or a simple and easiest docking. I cannot tell you how many times this saved me, because it is capable of outputting HDMI. So even if I'm using my Apple, or if I'm using the other laptop that I have, so Windows or Mac OS, both work, and I can get the secondary monitor to run. So obviously it is useful when you're trying to present to the presenter or to the beamer or the projector, or whatever you call it. Also, the connection to the fixed network means that I'm not at the mercy of the Wi-Fi when I'm doing something. So this is an extremely useful addition if you want to have it. And I think that you should have one if you have a laptop. If you have two, this is a must-have. So this is a simple one. I use it almost daily, especially when I'm doing something, and this something involves me needing to present. Now, when we are on the topic of presenting, I'm going to show you the one of the. This is a sender. The reason I'm showing only the sender and not showing you the receiver is because the receiver is currently working. So I'm currently recording through the other one. So this is a one sender. The other sender is used for me to actually record this. There is also a receiver for Rode. This is the easiest and the simplest and probably the best solution that you can have when you need to get your voice heard, especially if you need to do a little bit of streaming. So while I'm out and lecturing, I usually have this thing on, and I'm using it because when you're streaming, probably the worst thing that can happen to you is that you can have bad sound. If you are not, or people are not able to hear you, this is going to be bad. And this is not going to work, and people are going to be mad at you because the only thing that usually matters is the sound. Nobody cares about the images. Even in this video, this is just I don't know, a way of me doing something dynamic so I can show you something, but what you care about is me showing you something and talking about this. So the good sound quality is one of the best things that you can do in order to get your point across and to communicate whatever you're lecturing on. So I have this one, there is another one, so I can do, if I need to do, I can have a guest at my lectures, and I have a single receiver that is capable of doing working with two of these. These are, or may seem expensive. They are more expensive than their Chinese counterparts, but I think that they're worth it, especially since they have a connector here that you can connect additional microphones to. So you can have a lavalier microphone at your body, so you can connect something that is going to be even better in getting your voice across. So this is a nifty little thing that you can use to do whatever you want. Okay, now let's go to the next set of things that I think are important. But before that, let me just quickly try to find one more thing, and this one more thing is actually a piece of cable. Okay, it's not here. Anyway, when we are talking about the cables, let's talk about this one here. This is the regular run-of-the-mill USB cable that you can get everywhere. The reason why I like this one is because this one is USB-C to USB-C. It has full speed, and it has this connector that is connected to the end of the cable, so I can switch between USB-C and USB-A. So this is normal regular USB-C, and then I can connect this thing, press it here, and say, okay, this is now USB-A. So with one cable, I'm capable of doing everything that I want. Now, this is important to me for two different reasons. One is that I usually have at least one external disk. It's usually an SSD one that is usually 1 terabyte or larger, and I usually have with me at least one additional disk or additional thing that requires connection to USB-C in order to get some data across. So what I usually carry with me is this one. This cable is a single cable that I can use for everything that I need needs to be connected to my computer, whatever the computer is. And then I usually have something like this. This is huge from the perspective of what you're usually taking in the rucksack. And I must admit, it's not always with me. But if you take a look at this thing, this needs power. Then it can clone disks. You are not going to use this thing this thing, but it has a USB-C out, and then on the front you can see that you can connect serial SATA disks here, so both SSDs and HDDs can go in here. You can connect 2.5 and 3.5 inch disks, and also you can connect NVMe disks here. The idea behind this is that there is a small piece of rubber here that you can actually move in order to get your disk in. You just click it inside here and push it a little bit, and that's it. Now you can access the data on your disk. This may sound useless, but I cannot I cannot tell you how many times this actually saved me in different versions, because lately, and especially lately, a lot of people are changing the disks inside the laptops, and they always need a way to move the data from the old disk to the new disk. You can put the old disk here, you can get your new disk inside your laptop, and then just move it across, or you can use something like Clonezilla or whatever you are used to, and then you can get the data from the disk and then empty the disk, and that's it. Also, as I said, this is capable of cloning the disks, but from my perspective, this is more a liability than an actual feature, because if you push this clone button and you didn't mean it, you are going to either remove everything from the disk, this NVMe, or remove everything from the SATA disk, depending on where this switch is. This switch chooses between, let me show you, chooses between moving the data from M2 to SATA or SATA to M2. Now if you press clone, this is going to clone the disk, the first disk to the second disk. So this is not useful for me. I would like to have this thing removed if possible, but the manufacturer actually realized this, so the clone button is here. There is a, I think, more dangerous version of this dock that has a button here, so you can press it inadvertently. But as I said, this dock is completely fine with me, so I like to work with this thing, and I like to have it with me. If I don't have it in my backpack, I usually carry it in my car, so that I can, if I need to use it, I can use it. So this is the newer version of the thing that you probably have seen. This is an older version of this thing. It has either a smaller parallel interface and the SATA interface here. There is a backup button now here, and this is the USB connector and the power connector, and also it features a Molex connector, so you can actually power up your disks. So this is the older converter version, and it is still useful sometimes, especially if I need to copy multiple disks. So with these two things, I can copy 2 disks at the same time, and I can directly connect them to whatever I need to connect them to. So these things are useful. The bigger dock is usually better, but on the other hand, whatever you need to do, you can do it with either of those, if you don't need the NVMe. Now, next thing. This may sound completely ridiculous, but this is a USB hub. This is a generic one. This one is from, I don't know, Timo, whatever, but it works. I don't care about the name. What I care about is the usefulness of it. Because the reason why I have it with me is that if it is small, it is capable of doing USB-C, so this is the main-in connector. This is for the connection for the power, so if you need to power something from your front end, you can use it, you can connect your USB-C and then USB-C for the power. It has this small grip that you can use to connect to the monitor or to the end of your desk. And the reason why I use this is because if I'm doing something and I intend to be there for longer time, I don't know, a couple of hours, I usually use this to connect everything that I need to my laptop. My MacBook has only 2 USB-C ports, so I'm going to use a USB hub anyway. It's better to use this one because I can connect it to somewhere and then have easy access to my USB ports, and then I'm going to just connect it to the USB-C connector, and then I have 4 different USBs here, so I can connect my mouse, usually my camera, possibly something else. It could be my microphone, so the aforementioned Rode, and so on. So this is another thing that I usually have with me. It may be bulky, but it's made of aluminum and it works. For what I need it actually works. Okay, let's move along to more interesting things. And let's try to go with the, I'm rummaging through my backpack. Let's also mention, give me a second, a smaller version of the hub. I find this thing extremely useful. This is, okay, this is the connector from my mouse, but this thing is USB-C to 4 USB-A connectors. It is intended to be used on the side of the laptop, so this one connects to the laptop, and then you can have your 4 devices connected through here. I'm going to say that this one is useful when you need to have your USB hub on the desk, but you intend to move your laptop a lot and you don't have enough space. So this is intended to be attached directly to the laptop. It doesn't take almost any space other than it's really needed for the USB connector. So it's useful when you have limited space and you need to do something, because in the end, when you're using a presenter, you usually need a USB-C port for the presenter. You need another USB-C port for your microphone, maybe a USB-C for the camera, and this solves these problems, while at the same time not being too big. So this is also an interesting thing that I have. Okay, let's move along. Now we are coming to some things that may be a little bit more or maybe stranger for a lecture, but this is for the part of me that is involved in fixing things, trying out things, and so on. So this thing here is called IODD, and this thing here is basically, let me just quickly wipe it down with a little bit of alcohol, because I didn't do it before I put it out of my backpack. So here it is, squeaky clean. So this is called IODD ST40, 400, sorry. This is first and foremost a USB powered SSD caddy, so you can put any SSD drive that you have. This was the oldest spare one that they have laying around, and when you connect it to the thing, you just close it, and that's it. This is not cheap. It's something like 120 or so euros, but the reason why I have it and why I use it almost every day is that this is not intended to be only a portable drive. This thing can hold ISO images, and when you connect it to the computer, you can mount any of those images as drives. So what this basically is for me is it contains all the different installations, all the different distributions, versions of Windows, Windows Server, whatever. And if I need to put up a small portable lab, or if I need to do something that is going to resemble a portable lab, I can do two things. I can use ISO files that are here as an installation media, so I can quickly install something. And also this is capable of emulating 4 different drives at the same time, so I can get virtual hard drives connected and connected to the machine that I'm working at. So if I have a small laptop that doesn't have any enough space on the disk, I can create virtual machines that are going to be on this disk and then connect to them and work with them through the USB-C. This is extremely useful when you need to quickly install something and when you need to do something with your laptop. I recommend it, but have in mind that the interface it uses is a little bit clunky and it requires some, let's say, getting used to. I'm not entirely happy the way it's designed, but it does the job. So I haven't seen any other version of this that works. So we are using what we can. I find this thing extremely useful, a little bit clunky, but it works. It has been working for the last year or so, or even longer. So I recommend if you need to install a lot of machines from time to time, but usually every week or so, this is a useful thing to have in your backpack. Especially if you want to, for example, copy a disk. So I can have a Conceal on this, I can boot from this, I can have an old drive in my portable dock, and then what I can do is I can copy everything from one disk to the other and just get this thing running. Okay, now the next thing that I want to mention is power. This is I haven't even peeled off the screen protector, so let's do it. Okay, so this is a Ugreen. I consider it generic. I was pretty happy with Ugreen before, but recently I think that they created a little bit of a problem because I had at least 2 power banks break down on me. I exchanged them on warranty, but I wasn't happy because you're usually not happy when the power bank breaks, especially if it's a not so cheap one. This 200 watt 25,000 milliampere hours or 25 ampere hours power bank. It's pretty heavy. It has a screen. You probably cannot see what is on the screen. I'll try, but usually no. Okay, you probably can see something, 99%. But what this is it's a portable power bank that has 3 connectors here. You can see there is a USB-C, USB-C, and USB-A. All of them are purple, and the reason why all of them are purple is because they are capable of power delivery. You can have 200 watts or basically 20 volts, 10 amperes out of this, and it is capable of delivering more than enough power for all the devices that I have, including my laptops, so I can actually recharge and use all my devices for more than 10 hours if I need to. This includes charging the laptop, charging the microphones, and charging all the other different things that I'm using. I must also mention that when I'm traveling, I'm usually not only carrying my regular camera, so the USB webcam, I'm usually carrying my OBSBot as of recent, because the OBSBot also has a battery. So I can use this thing to get the battery to charge, and also the camera itself has its own battery, so it's semi-autonomous when we need to do something. Now let's move along to more interesting things. If you are traveling a lot and if you need to do something and you don't know where you are going to end up with and what you're going to end up with, I usually carry a bunch of straps like this. This is just a generic strap that I get from, I don't know, Temu or so, but this enables me to pack any cable that I have. I can quickly wrap a cable if I need to set up something, and sometimes when I'm traveling I need to quickly create an environment where I can do some podcasting, recording or whatever. These are useful because I can tie down the cables so they don't fall off while I'm recording, especially in small hotel rooms. So I usually grab something, I don't know, a lamp or something, and then tie down all the cables to the lamp so that the weight of the transformers or the power supplies and so on doesn't pull down the equipment that I'm using for podcasting. So a couple of these are always with me. I think that I bought more than 100 of those and then put them inside my backpack and all the different places that I'm working from, and they have proved to be useful. So get at least one of those. It's dirt cheap. I think that is something like 3 or 4 euros for 50 pieces, and you shouldn't even care if they are too good. These ones have proved to be perfect for me. Not a single one broke, but I don't know. This is something cheap. This is done probably in thousands of, or probably millions of pieces. So whatever you buy, this is useful. But have one, at least one of these. Next, I may be strange, but with me I always carry some sort of a multimeter. This is one of those. It's a regular multimeter. It has normal connection, so common input and 20 amperes. I never use 20 amperes in my life because I'm not trusting this thing to be able to work with 20 amps. And the reason why I'm showing this one and why I have this one in my backpack is because this one is different than all the other ones. This one, it's simply different. You can see something. It has an auto mode. And if you want to change the modes, you do it by moving this thing, or you can use the buttons. So this thing is useful if you want to quickly check something. I know this is nowhere near decent, I don't know, fluke or something, but for a quick fix, if I want to check if the power supply is working, if I need to check is there any current leakage, is there something wrong, I can use this thing. So it's nice to have this one with you. Okay, now for the next thing. Way before I bought this one, I bought another one. This one is more suited to be carried with you all the time. This is a cheapest possible device that I wasn't even expecting that it's going to work, but it has proven to be much better than I was expecting. So this is also generic screen that shows auto. Then you can move to different things. You can ostensibly you can check for the capacitors. You can switch from auto mode to live mode. It is capable of detecting live wires contactless, so I don't need to use my leads to detect live wires. And it has a small and weak LED, but if you want to have something that is going to be with you, this is fine because the leads are connected always and they're completely the cheapest possible leads that you can have. Which says here 300 watts. I wouldn't trust it more than 30, but if I need to do something quickly, the same as this one, I'm completely fine with the capability of it to quickly detect is there any power, is the power within what I'm expecting to, and giving me a quick glimpse of what is happening in the leads. So these two things, or either one of those, is usually somewhere with me. I usually carry a bigger one in my car, but usually have at least this one in my backpack because I want to have something with me so I can check things. For me, the worst thing is when you are somewhere and you don't have the ability to check if everything is working. Okay, now let's move along. What else? The tools. This is an iFix set that I engraved when I was playing around with my laser. This is a small set of tools that I can use to fix things. This thing is not one of the cheapest, but I think one of the not so expensive iFixit tools. These are magnets, so you can easily close it. It may look flimsy, but this piece of plastic is actually very sturdy, and it has all the different bits that you need. You can use the leads for the or the bits for the screws. There are or the bolts. There are leads for the different types of screws, and there is also a normal slightly plastic bit holder. Basically this thing is plastic up there, and this is metal. And I wouldn't say that this is great, but it's much better than its cheap Chinese counterparts, and it gets the job done. I use it all the time, and I have it all the time because it has proven again and again that it makes sense to have a small screwdriver, simply because even if you are doing something from time to time, for example, I don't know, removing NVMEs, changing drives and so on, this together with the USB dock and together with the Clonezilla is enough for you to replace any drive in any laptop that you have. So this is also extremely useful to have around with you. Now, what about the rest of the things? Let's move along to a smaller thing that I need to get from my front pocket. Generic USB drives. I have, I don't know, this is a Kingston one, 16 gigs, this is 32 gigs, or SanDisk. So, generic USB drives. I have at least two of these with me, because sometimes my IOD thing that I was mentioning, showing you before, doesn't work, or I don't want it to be used as it is. For example, I don't know, I want to put an SXI host, or I need to create a Proxmox host, so then this is going to get used as a boot media, and then I'm going to leave it in my computer overnight, or just actually give it away, or have something that is going to be permanent boot media for the devices. So, generic drives. Also, one of these, this is a converter from USB-A to USB-C. I have a couple of those. I have a whole, to be completely honest, I have a whole bag of different versions of this, so everything to everything else. And the reason why I have this is because sometimes I need to connect something to my Apple, which is only USB-Cs, directly without bothering with the hubs. So I usually have one of these. Also, what I usually have with me is some sort of a micro SD card reader. I'm going to go with the one that I like the most, and this is it's also a generic one, but this one holds the USB-C card here inside the USB-C connector. So let me just grab the USB-C that micro SD card that I already have. Let me show you this. So you can get your card, you can put it inside the connector here, and now your USB-C, your micro SD card is part of the connector. Then you plug it in and you can use it as the reader. So this is the quickest one, the most useful one for me. Also because it can actually keep your card safe. So if you close this thing, your card is going to be inside it, it's going to be safe, and you're going to be able to use it whenever you need it. If you need to get it out, you just simply pull it out. Okay. Anyway, you can pull it out using a little bit of force, but I don't have I had my nails done today, so it's not going to get out. But trust me, it is useful to have, and you can pull it out whenever you need it. It is supposed to be attachable as a keychain, but this doesn't inspire me that it's going to I'm scared to look at it. This is so small and so flimsy that I'm not going to use it, but as an idea, this is a USB-C micro SD USB-A card reader, and this combined with this makes it possible for me to use micro SD cards and have a USB-C connector on it. So this is a generic USB-A to USB-C, this is USB-A to micro SD, and then I can do whatever I need and work with it. So these are the generic things that I usually have with me. Now let's also see other things that I have with me that are, let's say, generic. Now this is going to be a little bit different. This is a small and extremely useful addition that is intended to work with your camera stand or your camera gear. It has threads on both ends, and it is intended to connect your camera to your camera stand, so you can actually move your camera around. This may look not so useful, and you may be wondering why I have it with me, but I usually combine this with two other things. So for one of the things that I'm doing, I usually combine it with, let me just grab the thing from my backpack, because I'm using my backpack as a storage, which it should be. Okay, and then I don't have it with me. So I have a small camera stand. By small I mean the smallest possible one. And the reason why I can find it is because I probably left it behind when I was recording something on the other table. So this connects to the stand, and then I can put my camera on it, and I can move the camera around, which is extremely useful if you have a small place when you need to put your gear on. Usually what I use with it is this. This is more useful and more decent version of what you are usually using for to hold your mobile phone. So this can stretch, you can put your mobile phone in, and then you release it, and it holds your phone inside it. Now the reason why I use this one, and when I say that this is a more decent version, is because this is all whole metal. So this is aluminum, everything is aluminum, this is rubber. So I can actually control the amount of force that it exerts on the mobile phone. I can lock it open, I can move it, I can lock it in any position that I need to. It is extremely sturdy when locked. I have the ability to actually connect it from this side, and from this side to different things, and the amount of holes for the connections enable me not only to just, I don't know, screw this thing in and say, okay, this is going to be connected like this, and then I can move it, whatever. I can also then use this part to connect a light. I can use this hot shoe to connect another light. I can connect it to other things. So this is extremely useful when you need to do something. Combine these two with a small stand or a small clamp, and you can do basically anything that you need to when you are away and trying to do some recording. I know this is strange when you think about it, but I find it extremely useful when on the road. Also bear in mind one thing. If you work with Apple ecosystem, what you can use this for is to have the best possible webcam, because what Apple can do is it can use the iPhone as a web camera connected to your laptop. So you can use this to position your iPhone, and then you can have the best possible camera, because the iPhone itself is way leagues before any other web camera out there, simply because it's not intended for it to be a web camera but a decent camera. So this is the thing, and the last thing that I want to talk about is probably the smallest one, and it's this. It's a YubiKey. When dealing with this generic thing that I have it so I don't lose a key, and I'm not going to show you the front part because it contains the serial numbers, although they don't care about those, but anyways. So this is a YubiKey. This is a two-factor authentication that I always use, and I have at least two of these somewhere. Usually one is with me and the other is stored at home. I have a backup key that is explicitly a backup key that is stored at home. So I use this all the time to authorize different computers. And the reason I use this is because I don't trust anymore the passwords and passphrases anymore. I use exclusively this and passphrases inside my phone that are protected by the biometrical means. So this is useful. I use it all the time. I switched to a password manager a long time ago, and now I have all my passwords are different, and basically all of my passwords are also backed up by two-factor authentication using either a YubiKey or passphrase stored on my mobile phone. I prefer to have a YubiKey because it is easier to keep an eye on it. Although it is small. This is the reason why I have the pendant or whatever. I got it, basically my kid they gave it to me. But the idea is to have this at your person at all time, and if you need to use it, you just plug it in and basically just touch this thing, and this gives you the idea to just connect to the computer and to send the one-time password. This version also has NFC, so I can use it to authorize my phone. So I can use my phone as an NFC reader, and then I just authorize whatever I need to do. So these are the main things that I have in my backpack. As you can see, there is dust, and the reason why there is dust is because I actually carry them all the time while I'm working. And before I finish this thing, I also want to show you one more thing, and this is a generic, or not so generic, small mouse that I have with me. The reason why I like this one, this is Pebble mouse too, whatever, but the reason why I like this one is because it is powered by one regular battery. It has its own receiver, and at the same time it is capable of connecting through Bluetooth to 3 different devices. So what I can do is I can, whenever I need the mouse, I can connect to all my laptops, or different laptops that I have with me, and then I can use it without doing anything. So I have my Apple laptop or my MacBook Air on the first slot. Second slot is usually my Windows laptop, and then the third slot depends. Sometimes it's my iPad, sometimes it's my machine that I have with me. And this is useful if you need to do anything, because if you want to do I don't know, lecturing, or you want to show something and you're doing it for a couple of hours, having a mouse saves your life. Mouse is going to be a problem if you have a couple problems like me. Mouse is going to be a problem, but not having a mouse is even a bigger problem. So get a mouse. The reason why I'm using this one is because I also have the keyboard with it, but I usually don't carry the keyboard with me unless I want to use it specifically with my iPad. But since I got this keyboard a couple of years ago, I also got the iPad dedicated keyboard, so this mouse just became a single mouse that I always carry with me. The keyboard stays at home. So this is it. Thank you for bearing with me, and I'm going to see you in probably one more of these episodes, because I want to create a small series of things that I usually use, and I'm going to also talk about different things that I got from usual purveyors of hardware or suspected hardware, and I wanted to basically I want to talk about different things that I got over the years from different Chinese sites and different wholesale sites, because most of these things were bought from either Amazon or local distributors. I think that the only thing that came from the from Temu was this connector for the holder for the phone and the meters. The rest of the things were locally bought. So thank you for being with me here. See you next time, and I hope you're going to have a nice week. Bye.